But that's all right. It's me and you. We got a special kind of friendship.
I am not your friend.
Sure you are. Fishing buddy?
I don't know why, but the song Me and Sarah Jane just popped into my head while listening to it because he says, we got a special something, which is a line from the song Me and Sarah Jane by Genesis back in 1980, I think. 80, 81. I think it was 80. Yeah, that was from Three Sides Live, as I recall. I'm at Ann Run, at Gambit the First, Penny. All right, who was in here first?
Snorty.
First of all,
Snorty
I want to apologize to everybody because my computer is having problems. So I'm using a different one right now, a regular laptop, because mine's overheating and I have to go in. I start a job on Monday and my work computer is down for the count. And I don't know if they can save it. I don't know if he can save it or not. I really don't.
I think it's salvageable. I think you diagnosed the problem correctly. It's either clogging of the fan or just need a new fan.
But it's overheated a few times, and I'm worried that I've done damage to the CPU.
Oh no.
So, anyway, let's see. Yeah, so Snorty was first. Hi, Snorty. And I'm going to private chat. Have you written it? We got Snorty, Gambit, Penny, Slasher Fred, and Run. So welcome, everybody. I hope everybody's having a good Friday. I'm kind of not, but I'm not going to let it bring me down. You know, fuck bad luck. So I hope everybody is happy, having a good day. I could tell we watched a little bit of AZ today on his channel. What is it? Babyface versus heel versus Babyface.
Heel versus Babyface. You know, it is not AZ, it's Az.
Yeah, it's Az.
Look, man, I don't know him personally. I've met him one time.
I've seen it.
Said that, and I'm like,
another video.
Nobody's ever told me that. This is the second time I've heard someone say it's Az.
No,
that's the name he uses. That's the name he uses when he goes on other people's channels.
See, I don't know. I only met him, Tom, and never had a conversation with him, not once. Okay. And I need to say somebody's name 21 times before I fucking remember it.
Okay. I have a mnemotechnic for you. It's Az because it's the contraction of his favorite comic character.
I'm from Arizona, so I see AZ.
Oh well. Azrael, the guy that replaced Batman when he got his back broken.
Get you.
Yeah.
The murderous Azrael.
Yeah.
He is so funny.
He is funny. I will tell you that, man.
He sits there for an hour losing his shit over Academy, and it's
I'm funny in like a different way because I listen to him and I'm like, man, he is so on it with his quips that he goes a specific way with, and I like that. He's funny as shit.
And also a limey.
Well, I think we're all asses, to be honest with you, Snort. But you kind of have to be to do this, if that makes sense. By the way, that's a psychological, I forget what the term is, where I'm trying to direct conversation a certain way. When you hear somebody go, if that makes sense, that is a psychological thing. I was trained to do it, and I can't get it out of my system. It's part of my regular lexicon of how I talk to people, and it bugs me when I say it because I know what it's designed to do is to make you answer me. And in sales and marketing, one of the first things they teach you to do is to ask probative questions. And one of the first ones they teach you to ask is, does that make sense to you after you say something? And it forces the person to respond.
To keep you engaged?
Yeah. You're forcing engagement. And you're also making the person feel a little more at ease because you're asking them a question that sounds very personal. Like, I mean, does that make sense to you? I remember all the psychology of this shit that I took for marketing, and it was just like, I fucking hate doing that stuff. I really do. But I find myself in casual conversation with people asking questions that come from the probative questions we got in training.
It's part of the reason I love buying.
Oh, Benny.
I don't
Oh,
want people into buying shit that they don't need.
my
Oh,
heart goes to your husband. That, oh my God, I cannot even imagine how uncomfortable the
Yeah.
recovery for that should be. Knee
is it?
surgery? Ooh,
Well, joint surgery.
yeah. Any joint. Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Slasher Fred says, please
Hey.
stand by.
And they stood by, talking amongst themselves.
Yeah, and I apologize. What it is this room I'm in, very fucking dusty. I need to get a one of those HEPA
HEPA
filter
filters. Yeah.
that cleans your room, because god damn it, man. It's clogged the fan in my, I'm pointing that way at my laptop, and it's causing it to overheat, and I'm afraid the fan is shut down. And to be honest with you, even if it's just clogged, that fan's ruined. Even if they could clean out that dust, it wouldn't matter. The motor on it's bad, and I know that. And you would have gladly asked him, "Excuse me, Mr. Mamet, can I get your autograph?"
By the way,
are we talking about David Mamet?
I don't know,
guys?
but Andrew in this precise comment, Andrew is channeling Lando Calrissian, because it's not Frank Kellerman, it's George Kellerman. That's the thing with Billy D. Williams asking for his name. He doesn't remember it said Frank, and George lost his marble just again.
And when you catch him being so cool with him, I could hear him saying, "Would you care for a Colt 45?"
This movie, man.
Well, Colt 45 is a beer, by the way, Anima, because I don't know if you know that.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, Colt 45 is a malt liquor, and he was the spokesman for a few years for the company. And let me tell you, I guarantee you, he sold some fucking beer.
I would say George. I mean Felix. Felix is a bigger nut, because George is only because of his circumstances.
Yeah, he's just trying to get his interview, but Felix is full-on weirdo.
Yes.
Yeah, but what's funny about the film, and you're aware of it while it's happening, is that he is his own worst enemy. And he creates so many of his problems. And one of the great things in this film is the performance by his mousy wife, because she doesn't really have her own voice in this film. You'll notice it early on that he's constantly speaking for her.
Yeah.
And assuming her position.
Well,
and
it's more than that. He makes it look like she's the one constantly worrying, when that's actually him.
It's
Yes,
him. Exactly.
He's projecting his worries on her.
Yes, and Sandy Dennis is a wonderful actress. I think she's so gorgeous, and she's so sweet in this movie. And she kind of has that feel in everything she's in, but she's not a very well-known actress. And she died young. She died in the 90s, back in 92, I think. And just a really fine actress for playing a character like this. But I'm going to tell you why she got this role. It's when she finally delivers response to him in the third act. You needed someone that could actually do that.
Her monologue, you mean?
Yeah, she had a little monologue where she kind of goes off on him. And it's fucking wonderful. And it shuts him completely down to the point where he just sort of, you could see his spine remove, because he's been tight and then just, it completely loosens. That moment when she says everything she says to him, I fucking love that scene. Okay, we keep talking about Mamet. Are we talking about David Mamet?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because he's like my favorite writer of all time, screenwriter. Following him is Mankiewicz, and then work it down a little bit to today, and you've got Taylor Sheridan. When he is on, he's the best TV writer right now, actively working in television. He's the best screenwriter working in television, Taylor Sheridan. But Mamet, man, what the other thing I love about Mamet, he's one of the few directors with only a few words shut Val Kilmer down when he was giving him shit.
Huh.
And that was in the movie Spartan, which we will be doing for Val Kilmer's birthday. And I love that movie. And David Mamet not only wrote it, but he directed the film. And Val comes onto the set saying, I don't believe the character would say this. And he turned to him and he said, Val, say the lines the way they're written, or I'll fire you and hire Emilio Estevez to come in and take over the character. And he shut the fuck up.
Actually, we still have to decide between Stateside and Spartan on Monday.
I decided Spartan. I think Spartan is the better film. Stateside,
Okay.
I think it's a more focus on the other kid, and Val's a third character in the film. While Spartan, he's the central character.
So I'm taking Stateside out.
Yeah, just go ahead and take Stateside out. I do want to watch it, though. That's why I was leaving it in there so we could watch it. Because I would like to
You
see
wanted
the
to
film.
watch both with me.
Yeah, I want to watch both, but we're going to end up doing Spartan because he is the main character. So one of the weird things in this film is even back in the 60s, you didn't get a meal in first class unless you ordered it. So they show him saying no to the meal, and it's like, well, you ordered it.
And he would never have done that because they have a dinner date.
Yeah, so it's like, why are they delivering him a meal? They don't just arbitrarily bring you a steak dinner.
Okay.
It's like
I'm
a choice of what
clearly-
you're going to get.
I'm clearly too young. I wasn't born yet in 70. I'm a 73 vintage collection. I don't know because that cabin, it didn't look like first class to me. It looks like
It is first class.
tourist. Oh
No, it's first class. Yeah, you don't get
man,
meals like that in
things
No,
have
I
think-
changed.
I think they wrote it that way to give him just one more bad decision that he makes
Yeah.
by not taking the food.
Let me tell you something. I don't care about any reservation. Give me my food. I can make extra space.
Man, I was mind blown on when I was flying over to meet Gary because the second leg was a 10-hour transatlantic. The amount of food you get served. It's crazy.
He's not flight personnel.
No.
He is actually
Lost and found.
claims. He's in claims.
Yeah.
And some of the things that happened to them in this film has happened to me in real life.
Everybody who has traveled.
Somebody stole my fucking computer, my tower, which was packed and with special like packing, and they lost it. They lost my fucking computer. So I got to Phoenix to do a job without a computer to do the job. That was stressful. They're about to go on model of airplane that DB Cooper jumped out of. Yeah.
Who's DB Cooper?
The guy that hijacked an airplane for money,
Oh,
held it for ransom, the people. Yeah. Famous, jumped out of the plane, and some people say he died. That guy didn't die. Long ago, airplanes did not have in-flight movie. Well, short flights didn't. Usually, like your international flights do. And unless you're flying from New York to Washington State, you wouldn't have one on there. There's not enough time. But again, not every flight did. But like I said, so him turning away the meal is weird because they would have had to check off on what they wanted. Would you like kosher? Would you like? We are serving chicken. We have fried chicken. We have shrimp scampi. You select what you're
And
going
he
to
has
get.
allergy. He has food allergies, so
And he has food allergies, so they wouldn't just bring him a meal. And I flew a lot, even as a kid. I like getting on there. I think the happiest I ever got was not when I got my wings from, because the pilot comes back and talks to you and gives you a set of plastic wings. But when I got a 707 jet
So-
toy, he gave me a jet toy, and I was like, God, man, being a kid on a flight back then was awesome.
You get wings?
Yeah.
I didn't get that. I was 8 on my first flight, 7 or 8.
They
All I
normally do
got
that
was
with
some
kids.
coloring stuff.
They never invite you into the cockpit for that wonderful conversation that we saw on Airplane. Billy, have you ever seen a grown man naked?
I was invited to the cockpit when I was flying over to Dublin at 16 because I was a pre-boarder and I was clearly very, very nervous going on a flight on my own for the first time in my life.
You
So-
nervous? No way. Come on.
Fuck off. It was pretty funny though because they invited me for takeoff to the cockpit, so I would strap in, and the co-pilot explained everything, like all the lines on the tarmac and stuff. And dumb 16-year-old me said, "Oh, so it's foolproof to find your runway?" And they both burst out laughing, and I'm like, "Holy shit!" I just shut.
Well, I got to tell you, because Enron just said something. George is more high-strung, neurotic, and histrionic than the stereotypical New Yorker.
he's
without
not
a
a New
doubt.
Yorker.
He's
not a
not.
New
He's from
Yorker.
Ohio. His
Yeah.
character, and he is high-strung and he is histrionic, just like Felix. But the neuroses with this character is a little different because he has normal stage. There's normal George.
Yeah.
But the minute that gets challenged, he goes from 0 to 100. He's one of those people.
I think his neurosis has to do more with time factors that he doesn't consider to
Well, yeah.
have space room to wiggle. It has to be
Yeah.
at that precise time always.
The best way to explain it is people like that go into panic mode when they're afraid they're going to be late.
Yeah.
Or afraid they might miss something that's important to them. And they immediately go to the worst case scenario when they start thinking about things. Because listen to how proactive and upbeat he is at the beginning. Oh, nothing can go wrong.
Yeah.
You know, the moment he says that,
Everything.
everything is going to go wrong. Movies to feel like a biography of flight and those magnificent men and their flying machines. I love that movie.
Now, he needs to be introduced to a guy called Murphy and his law that
Yeah.
states that
Whatever can go wrong will go wrong, and at the most inopportune moment. That's the law. That's Murphy's Law. Those magnificent men in their flying machine.
sorry.
Great movie. Has Gert Frobe from Goldfinger. That's right. He is in there with his real German accent. Because it worked in there. Did not work for Goldfinger.
Anima, I need to get away for 5 minutes. Take over the chat, please.
Okay. Yeah, first bad news here. We are not going to land.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah, it's just, look, I was in New York in 77 during their trash strike, their garbage strike. And oh my God, I never wanted to go back to New York again because of that memory of how bad it smelled.
Yeah, I've just seen pictures, but man,
They're like, don't judge New York off of that. I said, I judge everything off of my first experience with something. Most people
First
do.
impressions go a long way.
Yeah. Yeah, the fat guy and the donkey. That's right. I thought, no, I don't think that was Gert Frobe, was it? Enron? I thought that was Banner, this Austrian Jewish actor that played Sergeant Schultz. And now I got to look it up from Hogan's Heroes. Who did that?
Fuck if I know.
Man, it's been a while.
I'm not saying it is him. Or was
it's
him.
who?
Fröbe.
Oh. I keep wanting to grab my mouse. This is driving me up a wall using the keypad. Oh, so it was okay. All right. I'll take your word for it, bud.
Yeah, watching this movie gives you anxiety. You can be the most balanced guy. This will give you anxiety. Because now we're at the lost baggage. Which turns out later in the movie was never lost. It just didn't make it to the plane because the conveyor belt stopped working.
Yeah. And ended up being sent right
we
back to
stayed
Ohio.
home.
Yeah. Never left.
It wasn't sent back. It never left the airport. Yeah.
But finally, they end up getting it at the end because it's in their room. But then they don't have the key.
But exactly, because they've been mugged and the key's in the wallet.
Also, you got two actors in this that have bit parts that are great. You have Ann Mira, who is Jerry Stiller's wife, Ben Stiller's mom. She's in the police station as the woman who got her bag stolen. And you got Ron Carey as the Boston cab driver. And Ron Carey is, of course, Officer Levitz on Barney Miller. Remember the episode, honey, when he's like kind of fishing for a compliment from Barney Miller and he's got that patchwork suit on?
Yeah.
That's him. That's Levitt. He was the taxi cab driver in this movie.
I love that show. Zax is here.
There he is.
Asking, what are we watching?
It's Lando Calrissian in disguise. Would you care for some Colt 45 while you wait?
Crackers, olives, and warm tonic water sounds like a good diet. Yeah, I don't know. I was sitting there craving olives after that scene.
Well, yeah, the olives sound great, but I wouldn't want to have it with tonic water.
Not warm tonic water, no. Make it cold and add a little gin to it, then it's fine.
Now, I do want to point out in this that Lemmon actually got hurt making this film twice.
Oh, yeah.
He actually really did chip his tooth. That's not a fake, or that's not a pre-injury. That's an injury from the film that they kept in the movie. Also, when you see the explosion near the end, underground explosion, and the manhole cover goes up in the air, when it comes back down, it slammed into his elbow and injured his elbow. But he is such a professional that he just went with it. And both injuries are in the movie.
Because they fit the character. Right through him.
Yeah, he stayed in character.
He's that professional.
Yeah, the swinging 60s.
You can tell it's real too, the chipped tooth. Because it's clearly real. There's a part missing. And
no, when you see him do this with his tongue, it's like, oh, that's real. I love it later when he grabs an apple to eat.
Yeah, bites in it.
And he broke his tooth.
Well, he's hungry.
There he is. That's Ron Carey. I love that guy. He also is in another one of the movies I love that I hope we get to do is Mel Brooks' High Anxiety. I got it. I got it. I got it. I got it. You got some really good bit actors in this movie. You got Philip Bruns in this. Let's see. Robert Walden is in this. Paul Dooley, for God's sake, is in this. I love that guy, man. He was the dad in the movie Breaking Away, which is a film you still haven't gotten to see. You've got to see. I love that movie.
Mm. Oh man, you're so relieved they're catching the train and then it's not leaving but being cleaned. And the train.
Now,
next to
another
it
film
is
I
done.
wanted to do here for Jack Lemmon, but we ended up not doing. It's a film that Anima fucking loved called How to Murder Your Wife.
Oh yeah.
And it's a
Oh, yeah.
romantic comedy that is actually really fucking funny. And there was one thing in that movie that stuck with me my entire childhood into my adulthood, which is the glompity glomp machine.
Yeah.
It's a construction thing that makes this fake. It's done with a human voice. Glompity glomp, glompity glomp. It's like so stupid. It was also the flop 1999 remake. Oh yeah, it was Steve Martin and great cast. You got Steve Martin and Goldie Hawn in the same roles, and it just tanked. But nobody wanted it. This movie is actually a beloved film of Jack Lemmon's, and you got to be careful when you do that. Do a remake of a film.
Yeah, that one didn't need a remake.
Look, I like Lemmon when he plays a villain. Period. Because and he plays the villain in The Great Race, as I recall. Isn't he the villain in that one?
I
Or is that
haven't seen that one.
the Flying Machines?
I don't
he
think
plays-
I've ever seen him as villain.
I'm really talking to the audience right now. I don't expect you to know. I do believe it's either that one, because both films, yeah, he was the bad guy, and he was the inspiration for the villain from The Wacky Racers by Hanna-Barbera, Snidely Whiplash. Yes, with his mustache, and Muttley, his little dog companion that's always chuckling, laughing like that. He's having an asthma attack. Yeah, Professor. With Peter Falk as the henchman. Yeah.
What was
God
the movie
damn.
that you showed me that scene from yesterday? Where he mocks Stallone?
No, that's from the sister film to this movie, and it was shot in '75, and it's called The Prisoner of 52nd Street, and it's one of my favorite Jack Lemmon films of all time, and that's where he gets mugged by Stallone. Quotation marks around mugged. Quotation marks around mugged, because he's actually mugging Stallone, is the joke.
I want to see that movie with babyface Stallone.
I mean, every single fuck up in this movie was preventable if they just slowed down for a second.
Well, he realizes that when they finally get to check into the room at the hotel and they meet the guy from the plane who just stayed the night in Boston and then took the first flight, which is what they should have done.
But he's constantly in panic mode and constantly rushing. That creates the farcical fucking shit that they go through. It's been so long since I've seen that movie. I really do need to go back because I don't remember much about it. I really don't. I just remember loving it as a kid. And by the way, hi, Davey. I'm assuming Martin didn't play the video, so
no, we
maybe
didn't.
we should play some of the videos. I hate using a D-pad on a fucking laptop. I fucking hate it.
I know. I do too.
Looking for I don't
Did it
see
rearrange them again?
I don't know. I'm looking. There we go. Found it. So what? There we go. Oh, what happened?
What was that?
What was what? Okay.
I think it lost my mic for a moment here. I don't know.
And I'm back. What's happened here?
I don't know.
We have Sax in the house, so we should play his video too.
Well, I don't
I've
need
got
to
it. I've
know
already
that.
got it lined up. I'm sitting here on it. I was getting ready to play it. Why did it move on me?
Good. No.
I was in there. I went to look to see if I thought I saw Zach come in. I come back to the media now. I can't find his fucking video. I get so fucking annoyed with this studio. Let's play this one.
Hey, fuck you, Kyle.
There you go.
It's good.
Yeah, he can't have bread. He can't have
Peanut butter.
peanut butters.
Peanut.
It's just like,
And one of the stupid mistakes that he makes is, why isn't his ulcer medication in his wife's purse? Why
Yeah.
do you put that in the suitcase that you check in? Stupid.
By the way, Richard Libertini is in this too. He's the baggage guy that they're trying to ask questions of, and he's not being helpful in any way. There's another character actor in this movie there he is. Johnny Brown is in this. And Johnny is, God, man, he was in a lot of television movies. And I really fucking hate using these fucking pads. I swear to God, I just want a fucking mouse. I don't know how to use these fucking pads. He was in the show Good Times. Eddie Murphy's Life, the prison movie. That was a good movie. I'm not a big fan of Martin Lawrence, but I did like that movie. I'm trying to go back to the 70s here. Thank you very much. Hanging with Mr. Cooper. Family Matters. Let's see. God, he was on Fantasy Island too. He was on one episode of The Jeffersons. Rickety Rocket, he did 16 episodes. It was an animated show. Plastic Man, 16 episodes. That was one of my favorite DC characters as a kid. Of course, he was on Good Times, which is where I really know him from. But he was also in The Wiz, the movie back in 1978, which I liked. He was on the TV show Monster Squad, not to be mistaken with the movie Monster Squad. This show, Monster Squad, was a Saturday morning show that had the actor who would go on to play Gopher on the TV series Love Boat. And he is the controller handler of the Drac Pack, which is Dracula, the Mummy, Frankenstein monster, and did I say Wolfman already? Wolfman. So it's like all of the famous monsters. Then he was also in the Ghostbusters, the original. Man, he was in a lot of stuff. Oh my God, he played a character named Huggy Bear in The Rookies, 1973. And of course, he was on a lot of episodes of Rowan and Martin's Laugh-In. Good old Johnny Brown. Now, there was a great relationship between Paul Simon. I mean, not Paul Simon, Neil Simon, and both Jack Lemmon and Walter Matthau. And this was another film that he wrote, directed by the great Arthur Hiller.
Oh, that this scene. I like when he's doing this back and forth with the wife. And how could you break your shoe by stepping on a bottle? I told you.
Yeah.
Yep. So the first film that Arthur Hiller did that got him some attention was back in '64, The Americanization of Emily, which is a great movie. Then he did Tobruk. That got some good acclaim for him. And then this film came out a few years later in 1970 with The Out-of-Towners. But then he would go on to direct Oscar-winning films like the film Love Story, movie The Hospital with George C. Scott. He directed Plaza Suite, another Neil Simon film. He directed the '72 version of The Man of La Mancha. He did, oh my God, yeah, Gene Wilder and Richard Pryor, Silver Streak, 1976. He directed the made-for-TV movie W.C. Fields and Me, which was a really good movie with what was his name? He was the main cop in Heat of the Night movie. God, I can't think of his name right now. Rod Steiger. Rod Steiger played W.C. Fields in that. It was a really good movie. Then he did a really crappy Bat movie called Nightwing back in '79. And he turned right around the same year and made The In-Laws with Peter Falk and Alan Arkin. A great fucking movie. He did Author, which is a good movie. He did The Lonely Guy with Steve Martin. It's another great film. He did the movie Teachers, which I fucking hated. Outrageous Fortune with, what was her name? Bette Midler. See No Evil, Hear No Evil, again with Richard Pryor and Gene Wilder. Taking Care of Business in 1990. Married to It. The Babe, not a very good film about Babe with John Goodman as the Babe. An Alan Smithy film, Burn Hollywood Burn. And he directed the film, and then he legally removed his name from the movie, and he's credited as Alan Smithy. And then he did the movie National Lampoon's Puck, which was crap. And that was his last movie. And it's kind of sad that he would go out on a movie like that. And he lived.
Yeah.
That came out in '06. He died 10 years later in 2016. I love also the constant threatening to sue.
Yeah, the list that keeps growing. List of names.
And he's really keeping this list on a torn up, messed up piece of paper. And he keeps pulling it out, and it's in worse shape
Yeah.
as you go through the
Every
film.
single time he pulls it out, it gets a new tier.
Yeah.
There. I don't know how to use.
One of my
Don't cry
favorite
over it.
moments in the film is when you see them. It's daytime. They've made it through the park alive, and they see the bus and they run across to it. And if you don't recognize it, that's the apartment building that you see Ghostbusters, where you see Tully and what's her name come running out of,
And
going over
the
to the park, and the church is right next door. And
the,
that's the
the
church that he refers to later when he goes, nobody destroys a church in my town.
Yeah.
and the tunnel in the park.
There's more to this story. And it's also right where Anima and I sat and watched via live feed during the Christmas parade this last Christmas.
Yeah, my first parade.
Yep, we watched the first Christmas parade, and it was fun watching it. It's from right there, and I'm like, oh my God, so much history, and nobody fucking knows. Now
Well,
you're going to speak up, Martin.
it was fun because we didn't watch it live, so we could jump over the parts where nothing was happening.
The tunnel in the park where they are chasing the dog.
Right.
It of course I assume all the tunnels in Central Park looks alike, but it made me think of the tunnel of Wolf when Nicholson bites the fingers of the guys who are going to mug him.
Right. Very well could be, because that's a famous tunnel. By the way, this is stupid. You can't sue a clerk.
No.
Why would you even threaten to sue a clerk? You sue the hotel. You can even sue the management. But if you get someone that low on the rung, because Zoe went through this not too long ago, and I kept going, baby, they can't sue you. Nothing's going to happen. And she kept like worrying and worrying and worrying. And when it finally came down to it, the lawyer said, they can't sue you. You were following orders. You're just an employee. You're staff. It's like, I told you they can't sue you.
Oh, look.
I think, is it the same tunnel also that they hide in at the end of J.J. Abrams produced movie of the giant monster that comes out of the ocean?
Yes.
His American version.
Cloverfield.
Yeah, Cloverfield, which I still like that movie. I don't care. By the way, I love this guy. I mean, he looks like a tall tote from Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Yes, for a moment I thought he was him.
Yeah, he looks just like that English actor. And it's like, yeah, they should have just let him go. But the fact is the minute they went out that door, he was going to follow him and rob him. He was going to rob him no matter what.
Yeah, if it sounds too good to be true, it is.
Yeah, they shouldn't have. I mean, they were perfectly fine having to wait in the hotel.
Yeah, it's the rushing that leads to every single. We were talking about this earlier, you and I. That it's because he's rushing to everything that leads him and her into trouble. And the fact is, she just follows him. He drags her, to be honest.
Yeah,
through everything. Now, I've never been to the Waldorf Astoria there in New York. I wanted to go, but we didn't have enough time. Because it's one of those hotels I've known about my whole life. Because it's featured mentions in movies, including The Thin Man. Because a lot of people don't know this, that Astor, their dog, or Asta, is named after the hotel. Graham Jarvis, that's him without a mustache, right? That's a good question. Yes, it is. Holy shit. You know what? This is what happens when you get an actor who always has a mustache and everything he wears is in, and then isn't without it, you don't recognize him.
Yeah, I would not recognize Tom Selleck without his mustache.
Proof again that eyeglasses can hide your identity.
Dude, you should ask the AI to make a picture of Tom Selleck without a mustache.
He's going to look naked.
Which a lot of people wouldn't have a problem with.
Yeah, I mean, you see a lot of him in Magnum PI when he goes jogging on the beach or
He
comes back from
wears,
swimming.
look, he's wearing 70s shorts. Okay.
Yeah,
Those
but
are
he's.
shorts. They're shorts. And it's
I know.
like back in the 80s and the late 70s, I hated wearing those things. I said, this looks like something a girl should be wearing. Why are we wearing these?
Yeah, I
I
know.
don't like them. They're shorts. Okay, here we go. This is where Mira walks up. And Mira, of course, is Ben Stiller's mom and Jerry Stiller's wife. And she is as funny and as talented a comedian as her son or her husband. And I loved her. I had a crush. She was a grown-ass woman when I was a child. I had a crush on her because she was so funny. And her feminine yet still husky voice. I fucking loved her. The way she talked. And she's an Irish Catholic that married an ugly little man, a little Jewish man. She was a tall, ginger Catholic goddess marrying that little dwarfy guy. And I swear to God, like I said it yesterday, I said the funny thing, and I love Jerry Stiller, but I swear to God, when you look at his body, his chest and head looks like it belongs on a dwarf.
Yeah.
He doesn't have a normal upper body and head. He doesn't. But it led to me showing clips of, there she is, there's Mira. And also the guy playing the cop here did a lot of television playing cops.
There's a movie, I think it's a 90s or 80s movie, Highway to Hell, in which the three Steelers, they have a cameo role. And man, they are so funny.
Yeah, I'm going to check. I think it's Dolph Sweet is his name. I'm not totally sure. Yeah, Dolph Sweet is the cop. He was in the only season of Toma, which was the original Beretta series. And then he refused to come back for a second season. So they took a year break and then brought the show back as Beretta. The real cop's name was Toma. And they massaged it a bit and took it out of New York. And I think, was it? Yeah, they moved it to LA for Beretta. Or is it the other way around? God, look at her. Mira is so awesome. Yeah, Dolph Sweet. That's who I'm talking about. And Dolph played cops a lot. He has that look. That is a movie I hated, Anne Run. I hate that fucking movie. It was soft on communism, and I didn't like that. Great cast. Just the two main leads. Jack Nicholson and fucking Warren Beatty. There's the name I couldn't remember last night, honey. Warren Beatty is who I was trying to think of last night. Oh my God. When they get in the cop car and the cops tell them to get out and they refuse to get out, I'm just like, you have no room to complain when shit goes down later. And immediately shit goes down. And what do? He complains. Give me your badge, your names and badge numbers. It's like, you were told to get out. You refused.
Yeah, and then the car gets stolen.
Oh my God. And they're fucking like on a fucking ride with these criminals. The guy pointing a gun back at him like Travolta did in Pulp Fiction. And everything looks like it's going to be okay. And then suddenly the cops are out of the picture and the criminals go running and get in the car. And then you see the cops running after them as they're pulling away. It's like, oh, fuck, that went wrong.
But yeah, it just keeps repeating throughout the movie. You think, okay, now we're going to be fine. No, you won't. Even at the very end, they're not.
And this is what it was like when I was there. these like just super tall, 7 to 10 foot tall piles of garbage on the street.
God, that's awful.
Back in 77. I fucking hated New York. I was also there right during some of the big heat up of over what's his name, the Son of Sam killer. And but we had the single best taxi cab driver I've ever seen in my life. He got so angry, he jumped out of the car at an intersection and started directing traffic to get it unclogged. And then he yelled at some guy right before he got back in the taxi. He says, "Yeah, well, you're a fucking dumbass. Do you know why I know you're a dumbass?" You hear the guy yell back at him. I don't know what he said. He said, "Yeah, because you're a dumbass." Then he gets back in the car and drives. It's like, I turned to my dad and I whispered to him, I said, "This is the coolest guy I've ever met." And it kind of reminded me years later when that Val Kilmer scene with Robert Downey Jr., he says, you know, you ought to look up the word moron in the dictionary. Do you know what you'd find? He says, "What, a picture of me?" He goes, "No, the definition of moron. Moron." It's that same kind of comeback. You know why I call you a dumbass? Because you're a dumbass. Fucking New Yorkers, man. Two small. I love the way she keeps throwing that out there.
Her kids,
you know, please don't kill us. And oh my God, in the park, when that weird fucking cape dude with a hat on bends over them, and you just hear her go, "Oh my God." Like, oh my God, what happened? And then it fades to black. Then it's morning. You see him wake up and she's gone, and you're like, "Oh my God, what happened?"
And his shoes are gone too,
but
because
his shoes
took
gone
them.
and his watch are gone. It's fucking funny. Yeah, these two criminals just laughing, having a good time. I guess we can let them off at Central Park.
Yeah, but they're blasting the alarm on the car, and that's fucking weird. You're stealing that car. You don't want to draw attention.
Oh, they're having a
They're having a
joyride.
joyride. They're absolutely having a
okay.
joyride at the cops' expense. They don't care if they get caught. They're having fun.
Don't you see how they even mess up with the dispatcher?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's not here right now. He can't come to the phone. Oh my God. I know you don't like this movie because it stressed you out, Martin. But the movie's supposed to. That's part of why.
After the fact, I can remember the movie and enjoy it and laugh at the jokes. But as it is happening, while
It's
I'm seeing
unfolding. It's such as
Yes,
happening. It's unfolding. You're watching this movie unfold. And it does. And I said that to Anima. I said, this movie is meant to cause you to have anxiety while watching it.
Yeah, and you're not even getting a happy end. I was laughing my ass off at that.
The fucking ending. Because they think this Cuban guy is helping him, and he's making life worse for them. And they get in the back of this fucking ambassador's limousine. He's going to help them. And they pull up to where he's heading to. And of course, he says, "My driver will take you on." But once they get there, there's a protest going on, anti-Cuban protest, and because of the hijackings. And it's not just the Middle East that did hijacking. Cubans did some hijacking back in the 60s.
Yeah,
and
I could never understand that. What was with that? Why the need to?
I'd have to go back
to take
and look
every
at it.
plane to Cuba. Why?
Because the American planes weren't going there. Cuba was being boycotted by the US. There were no flights, so they had to kidnap the plane to get there.
That's probably why. You're right. And because we did boycott Cuba. But they're in that car and they're sitting there smiling and waving at the protesters. Just smile and wave. And then finally, they get out, and then you get the great fucking punchline to the movie is a joke. The movie is a joke. It's told in a certain order that builds to that fucking punchline. And the punchline is what the people were protesting was all the Cuban hijackers. They get hijacked on their way back home to Ohio to their children. Oh my God.
Yeah, all she wanted was a coffee, finally.
Oh my God. She is really good in this film. And it's so sad that she's not that well known an actor because I thought she was wonderful in this movie. She was not the biggest name to play a wife to him, Sandy Dennis. But let me just go over some of the shit she did. All right, here we go. I mean, first of all, right off the top, she is the woman that came with George Siegel in Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf with Richard Burton and Elizabeth Taylor. And she stood her fucking ground with two of the greatest actors of stage and film at that time. And George Siegel was great in that fucking movie. She was in the movie The Up the Down Staircase, which is another great film. I didn't like that movie. Of course, The Out of Towners is the fourth film listed for her, most known. But she was in the TV series Equalizer for an episode. But let me go back to her the beginning of her career and just go through some of the stuff she was in. And she was in, oh my God, Splendor in the Grass. She played Kay in that movie. That's with Warren Beatty. That's the movie I brought up last night and couldn't remember Warren Beatty's name, and that was it. Warren Beatty. She was in an episode of The Fugitive and Naked City, which were great cop shows. But then she's in the 1966 film Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf, a movie who has a character in the name of the film that's not in the movie. Then she did Up the Down Staircase, which is a great movie. She did a movie called The Fox, a really good film. Don't know that one, don't know that one, don't know that one. Oh, That Cold Day in the Park, another great little film. That's 1969. A Touch of Love, another good film. Then The Out of Towners was her next film. Let's see. And this is where her career starts going back to television for the most part, until she's in Neil Simon's The Four Seasons with Alan Alda and Carol Burnett. And they were great together. It's not my favorite film, but I do enjoy the film. And I'm a big fan of Alan Alda, especially Carol Burnett. Let's see. More TV, a lot of TV. I don't know that movie. Oh, here's a classic. I'm sure I know you guys fucking remember this movie. It's a little film from 1988. It was rated R, but that didn't mean us kids didn't see it. It's called 976 Evil, directed by Robert Englund. And it stars...
Evil Ed was in that movie, right?
That's right. Stephen Jeffries plays the character Hoax in the film. And it was the film that if it had made its money back properly, he would have not done what he did next, which is he turned to gay porn as an actor.
Damn, what a career move.
Yeah. He couldn't fucking get any roles that paid. Oh, and then she did her last film before she died in 92. She did The Indian Runner, which is a good film.
Now, Anima, continuing with that guy career move. He was so beloved by the audience that he once said that he didn't want to address something because he felt that he has let down his audience. I said, "We don't care, dude. Come back to mainstream, please."
Who are we talking
about? Evil Ed.
Oh yeah.
Audience said, "Who cares? Go back, come back."
Now, let me give you something else here, because Ann Prentice is really a gorgeous lady. She plays the stewardess, and she has that face that you look at and go, I know that face. That's because she's been in so many fucking movies and TV shows. And like the last thing she did, it was back in 88. She was in the movie My Stepmother is an Alien. And she's the voice of the bag. And she just stopped acting on film. And I do believe she went back to working on stage and working, I think, for the University of California acting department. But she was on a TV show, Masquerade, Starsky and Hutch. She was in Quark. And in fact, she was the voice of Gene when he was a female. Yes, the first transgender character on television was in a TV sci-fi sitcom from 1978 called Quark.
Yeah, I loved Quark.
Oh my God, I have every episode. I love that fucking show.
Love
I
it?
don't think Anima will, but I loved it.
Oh, Anima, you had to love it. It's a garbage
We
truck
want
in
her to love it.
space.
You and I want her, wish that she loves it. But I have a feeling she's going to find something about it that's just too weird for her. She was in, Prentice was in California Split. She was in 2 episodes of Emergency. She was in 3 episodes of Love American Style, one of my favorite TV shows of all time. She was on Bonanza, 3 episodes, and I believe she was one of the women that was going to marry one of the Cartwrights and ends up dying in the final episode. Because that's what happens. Don't fall in love with the Cartwright. You're going to die. She was in an episode of McCloud, another favorite show of mine. That was part of the CBS Sunday night mystery shows, which included Columbo. Let's see, what else was she in? She was in Hawaii Five-0. It Takes a Thief. I was just talking about this yesterday on X because I was such a fan of that show because it was a clear spinoff or ripoff of To Catch a Thief with Cary Grant.
Oh, I love that movie.
And of course, both titles of the films are from the same saying. It takes a thief to catch a thief. And clearly Robert was playing that character, and they brought in Fred Astaire to play his dad and teacher. A great show. She was on Hogan's Hero. She played Ilsa. I remember that episode too. She got really toothy in that episode. It was funny. Get Smart, 2 episodes. Mannix. She was in the movie Any Wednesday. That's a good movie. She was on the show Bewitched, but she was uncredited. And I don't know that show, so I'm not going to mention it. Oh, she was in the movie Assignment to Kill back in 1968. That's a nice little thriller. But that's Ann Prentice. She plays the stewardess when they're on the plane at the beginning of the film. This is my favorite moment when they're chasing that goddamn dog, trying to get that fucking leftovers of Cracker Jacks.
Oh,
No, that's already
that just
past.
happened. That's the
Past that
kid.
scene.
They're running
That's the
from the
kid,
kid.
yeah.
This is the kid.
No,
Oh my fucking God.
they're running
Tell
from the cop on a
everybody.
horse.
Tell everybody how I reacted because I didn't remember this scene. And I'm watching this, and he goes, "Here, I'll take him around a tree." And I'm like going, no, don't do it.
Yeah.
And of course, they couldn't find a cop. They couldn't find anybody to help them. But the minute they go behind a tree with that little kid, all of a sudden,
A
a
lady-
cop on a horse shows up, and a lady starts
No, a
yelling.
lady starts yelling, and the police guy on a horse was just around the corner. But they outrun the horse somehow.
By the way, did you all know that in Germany, they're called Polizei?
Polizei. Yeah.
I just did that as a joke because I thought,
Yeah. I don't know why Anima would know that.
yeah, that's why I said it just to have her react to
Well,
it.
we
I
don't
like the
call them
episode
that
with-
here.
What do you call them there?
In Vienna,
We call them the
Kieberer.
piggies. We call them
Yeah,
piggies.
we call them Kieberer.
What does it mean?
It's a slang for cop. It's like
That's
the
right.
British say bobbies.
Or cop, because
cop,
cop
yeah.
is a slang for policeman.
39 Steps, actually, The Lady Vanishes is as well. He started his love for thrillers when he was still in England. And I love those movies. I personally prefer The Man Who Knew Too Much, the original version with Peter Lorre as one of the villains. I prefer that version. Don't get me wrong. I love the Jimmy Stewart Doris Day one, but no, the first film is better because mom grabs that fucking rifle and shoots that guy when the cops won't take the shot in order to save her son. I love that fucking movie. Shirley's here. Hi, Shirley.
Hi, Shirley.
Hey, Shirley. Hello.
By the way, Gambit is also another movie that I've talked to Gambit about. That's where he got his name, is from the movie. It's a film we really need to do. And remind me, Gambit, was that Billy Wilder or William Wyler that directed that?
Oh, no. He got his name from the Netflix TV show Queen's Gambit.
Oh, I thought he got it from the movie Gambit.
No,
They said something about it to him a while back. They're now running from the fucking cop.
On a horse.
They outrun a horse.
With weak ankles.
Oh, no shit. Gambit, really? Okay. That's kind of cool too. Plays a woman who previously had once upon a time been a dude. There was edgy TV when we were kids, man. People, they act like nobody addressed that shit until today. You know what show introduced, I wouldn't call them main characters, but recurring characters on television that were clearly gay? It was Barney Miller. It was the first show to do that. And Anima got to watch the very first episode with them.
Yeah,
Did
we're
you enjoy
watching
that
season 2
episode?
right now.
Did you like that
Yeah.
episode? That's a great one because
Even though it doesn't have wrong
the
glass.
wife in the relationship was like, I don't really want to come here. I don't want to talk to them. They make me feel uncomfortable.
I feel
And
threatened.
Wojo Howitz is clearly questioning his own sexuality throughout that episode. It's so fucking unnerving to watch him go. He goes,
I
yeah.
just love that show.
I mean, don't you ever get curious? And Barney's like, no. And then Wojo's like, oh shit, I'm out on a limb by myself here. Yeah, we talked about that before, that his character was played as gay. And he wasn't in real life, but I suspect, like many theater Germans, he was probably bi, because that was pretty common, especially with some of the people he worked with. My YouTube name comes from Gambit. That's the one. Yes, I told you, Martin.
No, but he told me that it was from Queen's Gambit, and
yeah, I
even
remember
weirder.
that.
Even weirder.
Well, I asked him this question too, and this is what he told me, because I said I love that movie Gambit, and I remember I said I went looking for any moment where they said Gambit in an interesting way in the film, and I couldn't find it. I got frustrated.
Yeah, but I remember him talking about the show. So
it's the Shirley. Shirley, you're not serious?
Oh, Shirley, if you
I am
can,
serious. And don't call me Shirley.
if you can, Shirley, please get a more detailed picture of that majestic cat.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, she is a
Beautiful.
big cat lover. One thing I've never called her in all the years of our friendship, and I've never been tempted to shorten her name, not once. I don't even know why that people call Shirley's Shirl. I think that's weird. I've always called her Shirley, no matter, whether we're texting or talking.
Please, Shirley, please tell me that is a female cat, and it's called Laverne.
Ah! So it is both, but it's mainly from the movie Gambit, which I would love to do that film. I'd also like to do a film that I feel is in the same vein, Arabesque, with Gregory Peck. Hey, Andy, would be easier to invite Gambit on the show. By the way, Andy, I don't know what to do for you, man. England is in really bad shape right now. The decision that was just made yesterday is bad. Or was it today? Because you guys are 6 hours ahead of us. So it may have been today that it was decided. Will you ever do the Pope of Greenwich Village on the show? Absolutely. I like that movie. There's so many films. This is the thing that sucks is I'm one person and I host all of these shows, and we do 4 shows a week on movies. And on Military Monday, we do military films or military related films. And then Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday, we do, certain kinds of films. I try to do sci-fi horror as much as possible on Saturdays. Because to me, Saturday is a sci-fi horror day. Because I grew up watching sci-fi horror on Saturdays. But, and of course, I'm referring to this. I'm answering this question here. The Pup of Greenwich Village is a really good film. And I don't know why it's called Greenwich instead of Greenwich. When people say it.
What do you mean? Glad I'm back.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
I've been here for only half an hour, 35 minutes or so.
Yeah, he's a bit slow.
I love
You're
Pope.
only gone for
It isn't
5
perfect, but
minutes.
a very rewatchable. No, very much so. You guys are going to continue?
Yeah. No. I'm done. Pope of Greenwich Village. Let me.
Well, what's so great about the film? One, I love the director, Cimino. Oh no, who directed? Not Cimino. Who directed that film? Stuart Rosenberg. Good director. You got a great cast. This is back when Eric had that edge to him that it didn't feel like he was just a weirdo, because that's what he kind of feels like whenever you watch him in a movie later. And you got Mickey Rourke before he had the shit done to his face.
God,
and of
that's
course,
awful.
beautiful Daryl Hannah is in it. And Eric Roberts in this movie kind of tripped me out because he's such an edgy character, or actor, I should say. He's an edgy actor. That the next film I saw him in was it Star 80 that he was in next? About Dorothy Stratton. And they made 2 movies. One was theatrical and one was for television. Both of them are horrifying. And the better of the 2 films is the one with Eric Roberts. I don't know how accurate it was, but I think it was Star 80 that he did with Hemingway playing Dorothy Stratton. And I don't know if everybody knows the story of what happened with Dorothy Stratton.
No.
Martin, Anima, do you guys know it?
Nope.
No.
Okay, she was a Playboy bunny. Okay, she was a centerfold. And she got to be in her first movie. She was trying to go legit. And no, he did that before this movie. He did it in 83. And this movie came out, the Pup of Greenwich Village came out in 84. But Dorothy was this Playboy bunny and had a bright future. I don't know if she could act with a shit, but she was going to get some roles for being beautiful like she was. And Mariel Hemingway played Dorothy in the film, and Eric Roberts played her psychotic boyfriend, Paul. And what he ended up doing is when he felt she was growing past him and away from him, he decided to take her hostage in their own home, tie her to a sex bench that he had constructed, and strapped a shotgun to her. And while he was banging her on this sex machine, he blew her brains out.
Oh,
Fuck. That is horrible.
Oh, it's a fucking horror story, a real life one. And I don't think I'll ever cover the film because I get really emotional. I love this. They're in that fucking thing, and like, you're the first person that's been nice to us, but it's our way. In Cuba, he's talking to us.
And it already backfired once because they told the mugger that too. You're the first
Yeah.
person who's nice to us. And he's like, okay, stop and turn around.
And haven't they learned yet that nothing good will come of this? And so they
have
find
not.
themselves caught in the middle of a fucking protest. They get arrested. Well, they get taken by the cops, and then they're just taken back to their hotel where they should have been the whole fucking time. They should have never
They
left.
should have, yeah. After not staying in Boston, that was the second thing.
Yeah, Peter Bogdanovich really liked her. And I've always assumed there was a relationship. I don't know. I've never read that much into it and run, but Bogdanovich is the one who did a documentary about her, and he's been interviewed. It just fucking sucks what was done to her. There was some great live action Disney movies in the 70s. I love the Boatniks. I love the Kurt Russell movies. The Computer That Wore Tennis Shoes. Come on, man.
That's a weird title.
I love it. Kurt Russell. You can't lose with Kurt Russell.
That's true.
And historically, the last thing that Disney wrote on a piece of paper before he passed away was the name Kurt Russell. And what I've always joked is he died before he could finish it, that said, Kurt Russell murdered me.
Oh my God.
What is it?
Allegedly. He later married Dorothy's sister. I didn't probably mention the movie Gambit 66 in the live stream. That's true, but I did comment on it. No, you and I had a conversation on one of the shows, Gambit. We did. I remember the conversation. He later married Dorothy's sister and the strongest man in the world. Yeah. They did one with, what's his name from Airwolf? Vincent.
John Michael Vincent.
John Michael Vincent. Jan Michael Vincent did a movie where he's like Tarzan, and they brought him out of Africa, the jungle, to become an athlete for this school. And it's a fun movie. It's a Disney movie. And oh my God, I love this movie. I love the two films he did close together. First, he played Elvis Presley, and the woman that plays Priscilla Presley is his real life love and then wife. I just forgot her name.
Goldie Hawn.
No. She's in the movie Escape from New York. She's the guy or the girl that's hiding out in that coffee shop.
Yeah. Oh my God, yes.
They were married at that time. And then he got this role in a little movie about women who have to go to work at factories during the war, and he's a 4F guy. And so he's still working because he couldn't go in the military.
Adrian
and so he met Goldie Hawn, and they fell head over heels in love making that movie together. And they both left their significant others. He left David Hutton, was that it? He was one of the Hudson. David Hudson, and Hubley was his previous wife, Kurt Russell's wife. And she's a cute little thing, little pixie girl. Susan Hubley, thank you. I like it when I get at least part of the name right.
I consider it a victory.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. She played Priscilla Presley in the Elvis Presley movie. And I don't know if they were already dating, but I wouldn't be surprised if that's where they met. And she was, of course, legal age, unlike Priscilla, who was like 15 when she met Elvis.
Thanks.
She was a mature 15, without a doubt. I've seen photos of her, but still, come on. Come on, Elvis. In the 70s, we also had Norma Ray, good movie, Sally Field. And Shelley Winters portrayed her mother, Gladys. Look, that movie's a really good film. I'm not really big on feminism, but I did like that film. There's quite a few feminist films I like. 9 to 5. I love that fucking movie.
Hey, I just
What?
realized something. The room number that they got was 927, and he gets a room number starting with 9 in The Odd Couple. I wonder if it's the same.
No, it's not the same hotel at all.
No, the number, I mean.
No. The number in Odd Couple is 921, if I remember
21?
correctly. Yeah, 3 digits, and this one is 4 digits.
But still, same writer.
No, it's 927. 927. It's 3 numbers. And it is a 9 number in The Odd Couple, too.
Odd Couple movie
Room.
apartment.
No.
No.
In the hotel.
No, the hotel. Well, the hotel room in which he tries to jump off.
Yeah.
Odd Couple movie hotel.
You know,
room.
I think you're right, Anima.
It just struck me.
That bastard.
Oh shit! Is Felix with a PH or an F? It's with an F, isn't it?
F. Felix.
Yeah, F that guy.
FU, remember?
Yeah.
It took me 3 hours
3
to figure out
hours.
FU meant Felix Unger. I'm sorry, that's still so fucking funny to me.
Oh, yeah. That cracked me up.
Felix Unger attempts suicide in a high-story hotel near Times Square. Not giving me a number. No number.
Because at first he's getting a room on the 2nd floor, and then he's asking for something higher, and he gets one on the 9th.
Okay, let me do this. Google, because that was brave, I asked. Google.com. I'll ask Google. Their AI might be better. I know it's better, to be honest with you. Felix Center,
Yeah.
Jack Lemmon checks into the Plaza Hotel near Times Square with the intention of jumping from a higher floor. While the film focused on the high floor, specifically mentioning the 9th floor, and specific room number is not explicitly featured.
That is bullshit.
Yeah,
That's
is featured.
bullshit. Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out which bullshit sounded better.
The first
Like
one.
both of you said it in such interesting ways with your accents that I'm like, because yours is bullshit. And
What
and how did you
accent?
say it,
I
Anima?
don't have no accent.
And let's say it again. Say bullshit again.
Bullshit.
Yeah. See, well, now you're trying not to. Come
No.
on. You said it with an accent before.
I didn't try anything right now. That's bullshit.
Speaking of Shelley Winters, there was also a movie called Bloody Mama. Yes, I remember that, which is a biography of Ma Barker. Yeah, I remember that fucking movie, dude. I grew up in the 70s and I spent a lot of time in the cinema. My dad loved to take me to the movies. It was one of the things we loved all the way up until his death, was watching movies together and TV shows. Like one of our favorite shows to watch was News Radio. Yeah, he produced and directed it. Yeah, Gambit. He directed some serious actors in movies. Like he did Scarface, man. He did a movie with Charles Bronson too.
Okay, I just went and played the movie. The room is 914.
914.
Yeah, I was looking for it right now too. That would have been funny if it had been same room number.
Yeah.
This is so good at the end when he sits down because he went and had a great interview with this job and she lays it out for him. I hope what you said was no, thank you. I want to go back home with my wife, with my children, to have a normal life.
Never going to a big city
Never
again.
gonna go back to a big city again. I'm like, her speech here is worth the price of admission. This is one of the moments in the film. And then you understand why she was cast, because she delivers this with so much truth. And she's so soft and gentle with what she says that it softens him. Look at those eyes, the way he's looking at her. Gambit brought up Quirrell again. No way. No way.
Hey, at least he hasn't mentioned Fassbinder all week.
Oh my God. You say things like that because you're going to make him do it now.
Look at that son of a bitch. He did it on purpose and he knows it.
I know, right?
Yeah.
No, accident. Oops. You know, he's like that snarky character. Oops. Sorry. Yeah, it's not one of my favorite films. Again, it's a great film. I freely admit it. That scene in the bathroom still freaks me out to this day with the electric saws. Fuck that shit. Oh man, that scene. Penny's back. Hi, Penny. David Dredd. Shelley Winters gave a great performance in Night of the Hunter. Yeah, she played the spinster that he weds and murders.
The what?
Robert Mitchum. She was good in Lolita as Lolita's mom. Yeah. I know that Scarface became controversial with the Cuban community, the immigration service, and ultimately the reporters, but I don't care. I think it's a film to always remember. Although I'm not a big fan of the film, I do think that it is a great film. Say hello to my little friend. And then a little guy came in. Night of the Hunter, great film, which was directed by Charles Lawton, the only movie, to my knowledge, directed by Charles Lawton. To my memory, I think that was the only one. Nicholson only directed a couple films, and he never directed again after The Two Jakes. It was such a bad experience. He lost one of his closest friends over that movie. The creator of Jake Giddies and the guy who wrote it. Because he felt that Nicholson was wrong to direct. He was the one that suggested Harrison Ford if he was going to take over the part, which I would have hated. He's not the right actor for Jake Giddies. You need someone like Nicholson. And though Nicholson was a little old, I mean, it was 10 years after the first film, story-wise. It was now the 40s, post-war, post-World War II. And all the main characters are back from having served in the war. So I don't know. I love this movie. I don't love it as much as the next movie we're doing, but it is like number 2, right behind that film. Odd Couple is my third favorite film in that order, but my favorite film with Jack Lemmon is The Prisoner of 52nd Street. That is him perfecting a man who has lost his fucking mind and getting it back by the end of the film.
Yeah, but
And-
then she's crazy.
Yeah, and then you see his wife in the film, played by Mel Brooks's wife. I just forgot her name. Oh, the Prisoner of 52nd Street. Yeah.
And Bancroft.
And Bancroft, Mel Brooks's wife. Gorgeous wife. And it shocked
wife.
everyone when she passed away.
No, second wife.
Oh, I don't know if it was first wife. I just know that
It's the second wife.
until her death.
She's listed first. She's listed first here, but she's the second wife. Florence Baum was the first one.
Probably in the 50s, like post World War II. And he met her on stage. And for some reason, as big a schlub as he is, she fell in love with that guy.
God,
But,
he's still alive. He's 99. Wow.
I know. He is the truly becoming the 1,000-year-old man. But no, we my dad and I watched a lot of Jack Lemmon movies because my dad was as big a fan of Lemmon as I am.
Mine too.
And we watched that movie together when I was a kid, when it came out in 1975. And I just love that fucking movie. And that scene, later you would find out that's Sylvester Stallone that he sees at near the end of the film, chases him down and jumps him. He says, "You took my wallet," because he thinks he's pickpocketing because you fucking ran. He goes, "Hey, that guy stole my wallet. Stop." And he just runs. And it's like, well, of course, and fucking tackles him, threatens to beat the shit out of him. And he says, "Give me the wallet." And so he hands him the wallet, puts it in his jacket, and he goes, "You tell your friends, and tell those guys that stole my suits, I'm not taking it anymore." He's always a character that's not going to take it anymore. And this is the film where he perfected it, 1975. And he goes home to his wife, who is going insane. He's gaining his sanity back. She's losing it.
Well, she
And
just had to carry her fucking shopping up 14 floors
14
because the
flights of
elevator
steps
was
because
out.
the elevator's out. And then as she's about to go up the stairs, he was also, and it's Emmett Walsh from Blade Runner that plays their doorman, who didn't fucking open the door for her. She had to open the door herself, their groceries. He's busy on the phone, just an unhelpful loaf. Anyway, so as she's starting to go up the stairs, he says, "Also, there's no water until later this evening, till 8 o'clock or some shit." And she's just like, "What?" And she gets upset. She gets up the stairs. She goes in the apartment, falls in there. He comes home all ecstatic. She's ready to snap. And
She lost her job too. So all she wants was a hot bath.
yeah, in a place that shouldn't have gone out of business. We had artwork on the wall, famous artwork on the wall. How can we go out of business? And he's talking about getting his wallet back, and he's holding it in front of her, shaking it. She goes, "That's not your wallet. Your wallet's brown. You left your wallet in the bedroom this morning. I tried to tell you." And then he goes, "Oh my God, I mugged a man." Not only a man, he mugged Sylvester Stallone. That was fucking funny.
Who is barely recognizable because he's such a baby face. That was before he beefed up.
I'll tell you that Stallone, that same year the movie released, 1975, is when he went to see Ali versus Wepner. And he saw that fight. And he immediately, that night, began writing this story. And it just flowed out of him. And within a year, the movie was done. 1976, Rocky came out. And man, what a great fucking movie for 76. Let's see, what do we got here?
I loved what you showed me when Ali snuck up behind him when he was giving the speech at the Oscars.
Give the
That was
speech
awesome.
Oscars. And Ali sneaks out on the stage behind him, Muhammad Ali, and then he starts kind of fucking with him. And it's so he says, "You stole my story," because it is. It's the story about Ali versus Webner.
Yeah, well, Stallone goes, "Hey, I'm working here. Can't you see I'm working?" And then they fake box a little bit.
Oh, it's funny. It's so funny. Then they gave each other a hug. It was a great moment on TV.
He should have had Ali in the movie, though.
Look, I love Paul Schrader as a director. His first big movie was with Boris Karloff, was the Sniper movie at a drive-in theater. Seconds. Was that what it was called? Seconds? Good film. Good film. Or am I thinking Bogdanovich? Hold on. Peter Bogdanovich and Paul Schrader. I get them confused.
Gambit, we did Rocky already.
Yeah, Anima ended up loving that movie because it's so full of heart. It's a love story. It's about a guy proving to not everybody else, but to himself that he can go the distance. Love that shit. Got to tell you, Paul Schrader's got a nicely groomed mustache. A good mustache. Oh my God, Affliction. I want to do that movie so bad. Yeah, he directed Taxi Driver. Yeah, it's not, again, I screwed him up and conflated him with Peter Bogdanovich. I fucking do that all the time. His first movie is another film I love. It's Robert Mitchum, called The Yakuza. He directed the Yakuza. He did Taxi Driver. He did a film that I didn't enjoy, Obsession. But then he did the screenplay to Rolling Thunder, which we've already covered on this channel. And I love that movie about the Vietnam POW who comes home and gets robbed, and they stick his hand down
oh my God.
robbers into the chopper thing.
Hand shredder. That's what it's called.
Disposal. Yeah, hand shredder. Network, great fucking movie. Rocky 1 is just one of the greatest films of all time. Targets is a good film too. That's the film, yeah, Targets, with Boris Karloff, not Seconds, Targets. I like that movie a lot. I love that Boris Karloff slaps that guy and basically gives him a lecture. Could have been shot. He just slaps him, takes the gun, and delivers this great fucking diatribe. Absolutely. 76 was a very good year. Look, I'm going to tell you some great movies came out in the 70s. And anything with Jack Lemmon in it was great. But the film that the pinnacle of Jack Lemmon's career was China Syndrome. I know it's a fucking full of shit political thing, but I love that movie. And I loved his performance in that film. And it really was something that we were afraid of. I remember being afraid of it. I thought the dumbest thing I ever saw was Jimmy Carter going to 3 Mile Island. Brian De Palma's Obsession. Yeah. De Palma's another one of those directors that, I don't like him as a person, but I love a lot of his movies. Save the Tiger isn't that great. He did that one movie, Twins or whatever it was called, with Margot Kidder. Oh my God, that movie got in my head. That was De Palma. Snorty's leaving. Okay, buddy, you take care of yourself.
Bye, Snorty.
I hope you find a good little broken up piece of ice to climb on and take a nap.
and don't snort cocaine.
And please stop killing baby seals. Eat the sea lions, the adults. Not those little harp seals. They're so adorable. I mean, that's like a snack. It's not real food. Autofocus, another good film. Has anybody seen that movie? You guys?
No.
That's the movie about the guy from Hogan's Heroes. that played Hogan that had a addiction to sex addiction, and he started making porn. He had his own camera and gear, and it fucked up his life and got him murdered because his partner, oddly named John Carpenter, not to be mistaken with our John Carpenter, absolutely murdered that man, beat him over the head with a tripod, and he's in bed. Yeah, Bob Crane. Thanks, Ann Run. Love Bob Crane. Well, you brought up some of the Disney movies that from the 70s that were great. One of the ones that he did just before he got murdered was The Greatest Dad in the World. I love that movie. And that's another great Disney movie, live action film. They had a slew of them where they got away from doing cartoons so much and focused on making some live action comedies, and they were fun. Boatniks is probably the best of all of them. Yeah, well, he was acquitted, but he was guilty, dude. He was guilty, and they knew it. They just weren't able to fully prove it. It was some of the blood evidence, DNA. I think that if they tried that today and he was still alive, they would have convicted him. DNA is better done today than it was back then. It was still kind of an early science. And there was a lot of fuck-ups in that case. A lot. He should have been from the get-go their number one suspect. And that they bounced around on the suspect just shows how badly handled they did that. It was obvious he fucking killed this guy with his own obsession. Look, man, OJ was just a guy caught in the wrong place at the wrong time. You know, of course his glove was there. I mean, that was his ex-wife. You know, yeah, he didn't do it. You know what's funny is it's kind of ironic that he got thrown in jail for something else, and all of us felt happy that he got thrown in jail for trying to steal his own Heisman Trophy back. Yeah, forensics. They fucked up a lot of the forensics gambit on that case, which is why those two got destroyed. I forget their name. It was a white chick and a black dude that handled that case for the state, and they were fuck-ups. And, they ruined that case and let the defense do things they shouldn't have been allowed to do. Yeah, Bob Crane, Shirley also tossed it in. Bob Crane was just, I don't know if you call that a tragic story, a story of misadventure, because technically that's what he died of, misadventure. He got involved with a partner that was insane. And, man, we should do that movie, Autofocus. And you guys need to watch it. I'll watch it with you, Anima. It's actually a really good film. Okay. The guy that stars in that is the one that's in Harrison Ford's version of oh my God, where he falls in love with the girl that lived over the garage. He's a rich guy. Sabrina. Hey, our brains are connected.
Oh.
I'm sorry, Martin. That must be horrifying.
It's at 96, I think, wasn't it? That movie came out.
That movie was good. I liked it, but I liked the vulgar and oh my God, most beautiful woman in the world ever.
Oh yeah, Audrey Hepburn.
Yes.
Look, I will tell you this. I love both films, but I do love the Humphrey Bogart one more. But the remake wins because Sting. You got fucking Sting singing the love song written by him and John Williams.
Good thing you said that, because you said Sting and Sting wasn't in that movie. Was reviewing the movie in my memory? No.
Sting sang the song at the end of the film. He was the highlight of 2 remakes. He was the highlight of that one and of the one that's an art heist guy that was originally done by Steve McQueen and then later with Pierce Brosnan. And I forget the name of the film, but the song from both films is Windmills of My Mind. And the version by Sting is the best version of that song. That guy can do slow jazz like nobody's business, man. But Greg Kinnear is the actor I was trying to think of that's in that movie. And Greg Kinnear is the one who played Bob Crane in the movie Autofocus. And he nailed it. He was really good. I like it when an actor is good enough that I stop seeing the actor and I see the character. It is the better film without a doubt. But again, Sting. I guess you could say I love Sting. I love his music. City Hall.
His acting.
Film. Yeah. City Hall, 1996, a very good film. Written again, I think, by Paul Schrader. Oh, is that what you're saying? Is City Hall Paul? Okay, yeah. Should have both Sabrina's on the excellent YouTube channel. Oh, I'll check it out, Enron. I'll do it after the show. All right, we're going to get out of here, guys. I'm done talking, and these two don't know shit. So what are we going to do? It's just me up here yammering. Allegedly. Did we talk about everything in the film that we wanted to talk about, Enema, as far as stuff? Because Jack Lemmon did get hurt in the film twice.
Yeah, we talked about that.
It's in the movie, and he got hit by when the explosion of that manhole cover goes flying in the air. It came down. It was not light. It came down hard and hit him on the elbow, and I think it broke his elbow. But he just finished the scene. Yeah. Go look it up.
Yeah.
American Gigolo would have been a great movie if it had somebody else other than Richard Gere. He is the only bad thing in that movie, and I like that movie. Blue Collar. I think I know that film. God damn, it's not ringing a bell. I know I must have seen it because I think I've seen everything that Paul Schrader ever did as a writer or filmmaker. Light Sleeper, good one. Man, I love you guys. You guys just pop up with some cool, really fucking movies.
It wasn't the elbow, it was his left leg.
Oh, his leg. I thought it was his arm it hit.
Yeah. No,
do not like
leg,
that one.
That thing was made from marble.
Yeah, it wasn't lightweight. It was heavy. Dominion prequel to The Exorcist. I didn't like either versions of it because there were 2 versions of that film. And I didn't like either of them. I have a problem with prequels. It's sort of like this. I made a movie. It's called The Butler Did It. You know what? I'm going to do a prequel to that movie. And I'm going to call it Why the Butler Did It. It's just dumb. Because you know the butler's not going to die. That's the problem. That's why I hated the prequels to the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I'm like, the main villains of your film, you know the others can't win. Because none of them get killed. We know they're in the fucking movie. I despise prequels. I really didn't like the idea of a prequel series to Star Wars. I really didn't. But I remember when he said he was going to do it, I sat in my room and fantasized about it. I remember in my head the dreams of what it would look like, you know, and but I don't like prequels because you don't know. But what I did find out, despite despising the writing, because George Lucas can't write worth a shit, the dialogue is so bad in the prequel trilogy. But it was so far enough back that we didn't know what was going to happen and when. We knew that Darth wasn't going to die. You know,
and Obi-Wan.
And Obi-Wan. But there were other characters that we began to care about. Like I loved Qui-Gon Jinn. I actually liked Darth Maul. Killing Darth Maul was stupid. It was a really dumb idea. It's the same thing he did with Boba Fett. You know, George is a really good idea guy, but he needs to stay the fuck away from the writing process. Also, on the building of characters, because he really doesn't give a shit. He doesn't understand what people connect with at all. he could never understand the love for Boba Fett. He said it. That's him saying it. I'm repeating what he said. I love the movie Cat People. I love the original film, but love the remake better. Raging Bull is just a classic, rough movie to watch, though. Mosquito Coast, it's very well acted. Not a great movie, but I do like the film. It's a Ford pet project he always wanted to do. He wanted to do Paul Theroux's book, and they did.
Oh,
And
guys,
then Paul, what?
I think Gambit is broken. He's not putting the year next to the movies.
Yeah, what the fuck, dude?
He always does that.
He's just vomiting titles.
Yeah.
Mosquito Coast was a better movie, though, than it was a TV series. And the shocker for this is Paul Theroux's nephew is the star of the made-for-TV Mosquito Coast. And that show made no fucking sense. It was just weird. I watched the first season, and at the end of it, I'm like, I'll try the next season. They do the second season. I watched one episode, and I went, yeah, I'm out. They're not going anywhere with this. And that's why the show got canceled. It was poorly show run. I blame that all on the showrunner. Helen Places, he was the laugh. Oh my God. Well, George Lucas isn't known for writing eloquently anyway. No, he's not. He's clunky with his dialogue. And that's why I loved it when all the actors from Star Wars kept talking shit to him. Like, you can write this shit, but you can't say it. But then they say it. But boy, it's hard to say it. And it's hard to sound realistic saying some of it. Then I'm not going to watch the TV. No, don't bother. Gambit, I'm telling you, don't bother. Look, if you want to test me and see if I'm right or wrong, give it a look. But you're going to say, yeah, this is pretty bad. And I don't blame the cast. I think they did a good job. Theroux, the guy who stars in it, he plays the Harrison Ford character, the dad. He's good in the role, but it's terrible writing. Terrible plotting, too. 1985 is a perfect movie. I have no complaint about that fucking movie. Not one. No bad criticism of it. I consider that a perfect film. It's not the greatest film ever made, but it's a perfect film. And I love that movie. That's the one where Harrison Ford gets shot and ends up out on the Amish land, Anima.
Yeah, I love that movie.
Great fucking movie.
Especially when you know that he's actually showing off his carpenter skills when they're building the barn.
He gets to play carpenter in the movie. He loves stuff like that when they do that.
Yeah.
Witness 85 is, for my money, another of Harrison's best. Actually, it's the film he should have got the Oscar for. He was really good at it. Are you ready for this? Another Harrison Ford character that I'll never forget the name of, John Book. It's a great fucking name. That is a John Wayne character name, John Book.
Yeah.
It's just a fuck. You hear that name and you go, that's a hard-ass cop right there. Or he's going to be a cowboy. That name would be perfect for even a cowboy.
So, no love for Dr. Richard Kimball.
Yeah, I do love that, but he's not the original. The original, of course, is David Jansen. And I love the series, The Fugitive. And we should watch it sometime. Because, the detective in that's following him and tries to catch him, but ends up helping him at the end, in the series too, played by the same man that was the science doctor on Space 1999. And he's English, not American. People thought he was American because he starred in a couple of American shows with an American accent. Have you guys, I'm not asking you, Anima.
I know.
Martin, have you seen The Fugitive?
The show?
Yeah.
Oh, I have vague memories of seeing loose episodes as a child.
Yeah, it started the year before I was born, 1963. But I remember watching it with my dad and my brothers as a kid. And Barry Morse plays the cop chasing him. and he's not a U.S. Marshal. He's a cop, and his name is Phil Gerard. And Barry Morse is a fucking English actor, man, and very good one. And it pissed a lot of people off when he got removed from the second season of Space 1999. But that's because Fred Freeburger took over. And we all know who Fred Freeburger is. He's the man who killed Star Trek on TV. Because Gene Roddenberry was getting mistreated in his mind by the network. He left. He abandoned Star Trek. And it upset a lot of the people in the cast that he did that. And he left Fred Freeburger in charge. And Fred Freeburger is good at doing Saturday morning TV shows. He can't fucking handle hardcore science fiction. And so the last season is more what you expect, monsters and stupid fucking plots like Turnaround Intruder. I mean, come on. Like, again, trans stuff there where a woman steals Kirk's body and puts him in hers and keeps Kirk's, the real Kirk, sedated in the woman's body so she can go have her revenge. It's a crazy fucking episode. I mean, it's what I've always said about Star Trek is the same thing I say about pizza. Even when pizza's not great, it's still pizza. So you eat it.
I have eaten some pizza that can contradict that.
Okay, I'm going to tell you right now, the 1996 is the most accurate version of Hamlet, but it is not the best film. Franco Zeffirelli's Hamlet is the best production. And that's the one with fucking Mel Gibson. And Gibson nailed it. But they won't fucking appreciate him for it. I'm like, oh, it's okay that he could do Braveheart, but not Hamlet. Oh, fuck off, people. I love Mel Gibson. Well, you saw it. You loved it too, Anima.
Yeah.
And it set the hold for Omni Night. Yeah, I hated that. I fucking hated that Gambit. Fucking hated it. Yeah, 1948 is a very good but almost surreal production of Hamlet with Sir Laurence Olivier. And Olivier just is never going to put out garbage. But the version he did of Henry V, too, talking about that one, is not as good as Branagh's. And Branagh knew and worked with Olivier, and Olivier liked him. And I think Branagh, made the best production of Henry V. Oh yeah, I seen that too. I was really surprised by Gibson. My God, man, he has so much more range than people realize. And and one of my favorite actors played his father in that British actor. I've said his name so many times and now I can't think of it. He was in a production of King Lear that I consider the best production of King Lear. He played Lear. Yeah, absolutely, Gambit. I'm glad you agree with me on that. And I'm guessing that Hail and Place, you agree with that too, that Gibson was the better Hamlet. And Franco Zeffirelli just really knows how to pull it apart. My only beef with Zeffirelli is what he did with Romeo and Juliet, that he lied to two underage actors and had them do a nude scene, saying that nobody will be able to see your nudeness. And he lied. And it caused some legal issues because you're not supposed to put someone underage naked on screen. He did, but I've got to tell you, even when you go back to the shit that he got typecast with Lethal Weapon, God, he's fucking good in those. I couldn't imagine any other actor pulling off what he did. Oh my God, yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. Lavish, gorgeous to look at, not right for Hamlet. Hamlet should be wet stone walls. It's a fucking castle, not a palace. Something smells in Denmark. Boy, they've been running that video lately too. Speaking about Europe again, of Mads Mikkelsen taking that reporter down, that journalist down, for asking a stupid question. Like, why did you do a movie about the 15th century and not DEI it? There's no black presence in that movie. And he's like, it's about the 15th century. There were no black people in Northern Europe. And he just like made fun of him and started chuckling to himself at how stupid this reporter was.
They expect it, though. I mean, look at them casting a black person to play Helen of Troy.
Well, even worse is when you get historical films where they have an English queen portrayed by a black woman. It's supposed to be a historical film. And it's like, what are you doing? Was that Anne of a Thousand Days or what? Anne Boleyn. I think it was an Anne Boleyn film.
I don't know. I just know they've done it a couple of times. They're about to do it again.
Speaking of Olivia Hussey, she is the best person to play Anne Boleyn, in my opinion. In all the films they've ever made, the one she did there with, I think that was with Robert Shaw. Wasn't it with Henry VIII? No, I'm conflating two films. Yeah. Nope, forget what I said. I like film versions of Henry VIII. They're much better than the real person. And one of my favorite versions was in a little film that was called The Prince and the Pauper when I saw it in Europe in 1977. And it's called Crossed Swords. I'm mispronouncing the word sword because some people like to say sword.
Because that's the way it's spelled.
Well, it's funny because like a buddy of mine, very close friend of mine, was a drummer in a punk band, and he went off and did his own album, a punk album. It was really good. And the song was called There are werewolves with my sword. There's a werewolf with my sword. And in the song, he says, there's a werewolf with my sword. And it's in the song. And I fucking love it, though. I love the song. It's catchy. Gibson became a typecast. Well, Mad Max, man. And his character transitioned through the films. By the time he did the third movie, he was not the same character he was in the first movie. You know, Max Rokatansky. Is it Rokatansky or Rokatowski?
Rokatansky.
Because Gambit wrote it as Rokatansky, but I think it's Rokatowski.
No,
anyway,
Rokatansky.
It is Rokatansky. Well, you just said, shut up, Martin.
You're not the boss of me. Oh, wait, yes. Yeah, you are.
Yeah, you shut up, Gary. You've been rapping for 20 fucking minutes.
Yeah, you guys don't do anything for the show sometimes. You're
because
quiet.
We want to rap.
Well, it's just 2 hours.
But I do.
I mean, we just got the 2 hours. American Werewolf in London.
It's 1:30 midnight.
It just does in his own way. And it's one of my favorite films. I love that ending. And by the way, that is referred to as auditory irony, where you have a fucking dark scene that closes with upbeat music. He self-deletes by letting the cop shoot him because he'd rather die than stay as a werewolf. And she got through to him. But he has to snarl and act like he's going to attack her. And they shoot him. And she's standing there broken, seeing him change from a werewolf to a human. And they're all walking up, and it's just like this dark alleyway with blood and death. And what do? Bomb, 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 bomb. Fucking the Blue Moon rock version. They end on that. I mean, that's just fucking irony for you. I love Landis for that movie. No wonder Gibson became... Okay, we're all caught up. We're good. Oh, one more. The shut up part takes me back to Boogie Nights, where Mark Wahlberg says, no, look, man, I'm an actor, all right? I'm a real motherfucking... And the other dude is like, shut up. How about that crazy scene when he flops it out to pump himself up emotionally? Flops his big, it's a rubber dick. It's not real, but it's supposed to be his dick. And he flops it out in a camera. He's looking into the mirror and into the camera, talking to himself, trying to pump himself up for that scene. That's a trippy moment in that movie. I like the film. And I thought Burt Reynolds deserved the Oscar for that. And he got it, as I recall. I don't think the film was Oscar worthy, but it's a wild film. Philip Seymour Hoffman is the other great actor in that film. No, God damn it. The red-haired guy is really good too. Damn it. When he finds out his wife's been fucking around on him, he just casually, there's a party going on in his house, casually walks into the bedroom and shoots her. And it's like, holy shit, that scene was intense. That's a movie you have to see at least once, Anima, just so you know you've seen it. Because it is in its own way. And that's a Paul Anderson film. And I like and dislike him in his work. Like, because he was involved with that new movie with Matt Damon, as I recall, One War After Another. Stupid fucking story. I read the synopsis. It's dumb.
Well, add it to the list.
Well, I want to thank everybody for being here. I want to thank Snorty, Gambit, Penny, Slasher Fred, and Run, Zax, my buddy Zax, Davey Dredd, Shirley Lavoisier, and Helen Place. All of you guys are great. We appreciate you guys in the chat. You guys, man, you keep me entertained, and you also keep me talking. So there you go. But we're going to get out of here. Yeah, Dirk Diggler. Dirk Diggler is the character's name. Yeah. Oh, it's just fucking nuts. But we're going to get out of here before we get like demonetized for your fucking comments, Martin. I mean, Gambit. So anyway, thanks for being here, guys. We will see you later. And I want to thank Anima and Martin for being here. It's a fun show. I enjoyed doing this show. It's a great movie.
Okay.
Check this movie out. Not the one with Steve Martin and Goldie Hawn. This movie, The Uptown or The Out of Towners. Great fucking movie. All right, guys. Have a good one.
Bye.
Bye.
Y'all come back now. You hear?
Matt Damon.